Hi everybody, welcome to the Happy Camper. My name is Winter, and if you're a first-time viewer, I'm really glad you're here today. And if you're returning, I'm really glad you're back. Today I'm going to answer questions from viewers about my video that I put out a couple weeks ago on the most versatile minivan build you will ever see. So stay tuned. I got a couple of questions from viewers about how do I secure everything when I'm moving down the road. So I'm going to show you what I do. Okay, those are my bins that I travel with in the back. And you can see that I take the seat belts and I run a bungee across there to help secure them from sliding forward. Plus, I have two cushions that sit in front of that bungee that are very tight. It helps the bins not move towards me. Also, there are hooks that are on the van itself, and I take a bungee from the hook, bring it across and clamp it into the seat belt, and from the other hook I bring it across and clamp it into the seat belt so that there are bungees over the top of the bins. In the last video there was a top to a storage bin that I use as a cooktop. I'll show you where I store that. That gets stored right over here on the side of my cushions. My shelves, and I do have videos on how I built these shelves, are attached with a bungee, but also underneath I have sticky pads that run along the bottom of the shelf, and these things do not move. They don't even budge. They are in there very securely. You can see the bungee is wrapped around here and goes up to the seat belt area to hold that in place. Again, sticky pads are on the bottom, and then any liquids or anything that I might have in travel, they come down here and sit down here because they won't fly around. There are other things in here when I travel that keep these from flying around. Also, this is a safety feature for me. Every time I get in my van, I hang my car keys from right here. Another question I was asked is, how do I keep the boxes from moving? These boxes are made from 1/2 inch plywood, and they are heavy. When they're empty, they are heavy. The sliders that I have under them to move them across the carpet help them to slide, but they have to be pushed and pulled. They don't just slide around. They stay in position. I was asked, how do I keep my cushions from moving around? Well, there's a couple of things that you can do. I have drilled holes in the top of my box. They're not quite large enough for what I'm going to show you, but the holes can be made bigger. The holes are there to give ventilation to the mattress that is above it. But if you wanted to secure your cushion to the top of the box, I have these mattress holders that would clip to, they would come through the hole from the bottom, clip to the corner, go over to the other corner and come up through the hole and clip to the cushion. And you could do a crisscross with these to keep your cushion from coming off of the box. I don't feel the need to do that. They don't move around, they stay put, but if you wanted to, you could. Another option for keeping your cushions from flying around or moving around on you, I was asked if they move around when I'm sleeping. They don't. I put a twin sheet, when I've got it in bed mode, I put a twin sheet over this, and that keeps them straight, but they don't move around anyway. They stay put. But you could put a Velcro strip right here and just attach your cushions together with a Velcro strip, and they're not going to go anywhere. The next question that I had, and I had all of these questions more than once. So how did I make these cushions? I have done 4 different van builds, and I'll link those below. In one of the van builds that I did, I bought a memory foam 8-inch twin size mattress from Walmart. And I had it in here in almost its full capacity. I only had to cut off part of it. But when the Lord gave me this build with the boxes, I had that mattress. And so I just took a serrated edge and I cut the cushions to fit the top of the boxes that I built, which they are 24 inches by 32 across, 6 inches deep. Okay. So it's just an 8-inch mattress. And I'm telling you, it's the most comfortable bed. It's even more comfortable than the one in my house. Then I bought these cushion covers on Amazon, and I was so thrilled because they fit what I had cut perfectly. And I have an Amazon storefront that is down in my description box, that everything I use for camping is on that storefront. Okay, another thing I do when I'm driving down the road, I want to make sure that this is not going to move around. This kitchen is bungee. Whoops, sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. The kitchen is bungeed to the seat. This thing is not going anywhere. I can move this seat back to where this kitchen butts right up against this, and my box is not going to go anywhere. These two boxes back here, they are so tight. I mean, they are wall-to-wall box, so these are not going anywhere when I'm driving either. One of my viewers asked, where are my power stations, where are my fans, and where is my refrigerator? These are my power stations. I have two of them. I have a Blue Eddy and a Flash Fish 300. This is a 500 watt. This sits right here, or when I'm driving down the road, it sits right here because this is where I can plug it in and charge it and just keep it charging while I'm moving. The Flash Fish one sits right up here, and the reason why I put that there is when I have my rope lights, which are fairy lights, they are in my Amazon shop. They're not in here right now. They're on my deck, lighting my deck of my house. I need to order another string of them. I plug it into my battery source right there. My fan is right there, and I also have a 12-volt fan that I can hang from anywhere in here. And so I've got a couple of fans, but that fan is not in the van at the moment. Also, someone mentioned in one of the videos, it wasn't a question, but it was just a thought that they had, that they didn't like the bins facing out because they wouldn't want to get out of the van. Well, these can easily be turned around and accessed from inside the van from this row up. So, you know, you can put clothing in here, whatever, bathroom items, whatever you need to access from the inside. You can certainly turn the bins around, and you've got a couple of bins. If that toilet is sitting on the floor instead of back here, you can have another bin. So you could have 3 bins going across that are quite roomy. And you can put all kinds of goodies in here so you can access it from inside. No need to go outside of your van to get to your essentials or whatever you're needing. These cushions were made from 6 inches of dense foam. That was my original mattress that I bought on my very first van build that I did. That one was super cool and just so basic. These were the base of the bed. It was really a cool build as well. In fact, that video's had like 43,000 views on it. It's insane. It's my most watched video of all time, is the tour of that build. But I took that mattress and I cut down the mattress so I could make these sweet little cushions back here. So when you're sitting back here, it is extraordinarily cozy and comfortable. So yeah, this is, got my feet up on the footstool, leaning against my back cushions. I'm telling you, this is the most cozy, awesome van build ever. And I literally take no credit for this. It was a vision from the Lord. He gave it to me, and I ran with it, and it is my absolute favorite. I've done 4 van builds, and if you're wondering why, like all of us, we're looking for the thing that's going to be ultimately what makes us the most comfortable. The first van build that I did, it was just a piece of wood on top of these bins back here with the mattress, with the 6-inch foam mattress on top. And so then I had the floor space. I think it was, however across these are, I did 2 of them. So I think it's 18, it was 36 inches is how wide the bed was, and it was 6 feet. So I didn't have a ton of floor space over here with that build, but I had enough. And I went on a 2-week camping trip, which I will link that playlist below. It might be in the minivan. I'll link that playlist below. And that bed was very firm, but it was also very comfortable. But I got home and there were things that there were things I wanted to tweak about it and all of that. Well, then the next build was the twin bed. I think it was the twin bed mattress build. And so I got in, the only seat that I have removed in here is the back. I have, my stow and go seats are still in their place. So the next build I did was a twin bed that took up all of the space over to about here. And it was a complete twin bed that I built a frame where the frame came up and you could put it in like a lounging mode, and then you put the frame back down and it covered up the back of this area where everything is stowed. That took up too much floor space and I never used it in that configuration. And then maybe I've only done 3 builds. This might have been the 3rd build. And then the Lord gave me this one with the boxes, and I have not looked back. I love it because you can put it in so many different configurations. And you don't have to move it around if you don't want to. You could literally sleep with it in this L shape. You could sleep with it with the cushion turned going this way if you wanted to. Just curl up. Or you can do it in bed mode and just leave it in bed mode. What I did when I was in bed mode on a camping trip that I took up north, I'll link that video below. I had it in bed mode over here, so it was 32 by 6 feet. 3 of my bins were right next where I'm sitting. They were right here, okay? That was my end table in all of that. My kitchen was in the back, so I could access the kitchen from outside or inside the van. And I had maybe a couple of bins over here. I don't remember what I had going on over here on that camping trip, but that worked really well. And it happened to rain almost the entire time I was there, so I had to do almost everything from inside the van. And having the bins over here and my kitchen right here where I could get to it from inside or outside. I could cook in here if I needed to, because that kitchen accommodates, which I'm going to show you in a minute, it accommodates the camp stove, you know, the little 1-burner camp stove, the butane deal. It accommodates that. So it is such a versatile build that you know, don't get tunnel visioned about it. When you're looking at this build, don't get tunnel vision and think, well, I have to move it around, or I have to do what she did, where I've got it here, then I've got it there, and then I've got it here. No, the idea of this is to give you a build that you can make it your own and put it where you want it, and then just leave it there if you want to. I leave mine in the L-shape couch mode because I don't camp in it all the time. And when I do camp, then I switch it over to bed mode. And when I went camping the last time, I had it in bed mode. And then during the day, I put it in the L-shape mode. And it didn't take 5 minutes to do it. So I could have a living room instead of sitting in a bedroom for me. So it's just such a versatile thing that you can do with your minivan. I've also been asked about my floor. I have videos on all of this. They're in the playlist, on the minivan playlist. It's just a 4x8 sheet of plywood because that's the exact size of the back of this minivan. I just slid it in from the back. I took scrap pieces of wood underneath until the floor was level, and I just screwed them down. I have, which I'm going to show you, I have little trap doors on the side of the floor because I have storage underneath my floor. My solar panel is under there, so I can just lift up. I've got hinges on it. I can lift them up, get to the stuff that's underneath. That is where I store my window treatments that I put up to block everything. They go underneath my floor, so they're out of the way when I'm camping, and I don't need them up around me if I don't want to be stealth or anything like that. I put them underneath my floor, so I've got plenty of room for that. My seat on the passenger side is all the way forward. because it gives me more floor space back here to do things that I want. But like I said, I can move that back. If my kitchen is not where it is, I can move that seat back and I could put water bottles up in front. There's so much you can do in here. So let me show you the kitchen part of it. This is a very deep salad bowl, and I've got videos on how I did this kitchen. I did not drill a hole in the bottom of it. I don't have a gray water tank. I don't need one because I'm not living in this. I just don't need to have a gray tank. If I do anything in this bowl, it is to brush my teeth, wash my hands, that kind of thing. I do dishes with vinegar and water, so I don't even use the sink to wash dishes. I, of course, have the little, this is dead as a doornail right now, but my little faucet that comes into the sink so I can fill it up. This surface here is large enough that I can put my burner on here and cook on here if I need to. Just crack a window, cook away. I don't have to have fans going or anything like that. On the side here, you see I have a cup hook. I've got two bungees on here. One is going around the sink. The other one is going behind the sink. I have a bungee that goes around the whole entire kitchen area to keep things in place. I sewed a curtain. It is attached to a bungee right up here with cup hooks. And then in here, this is where I've got a cutting board right here. I hang my bottles back here that I use to cook with. I've got paper towels hanging in the back right there. There's my paper towels. There's my bottle for my vinegar water. This is my water bottle. Let me back up here. This is my water bottle that my tube goes into. This water's empty right now. I need to replace it. And this is a bathroom situation that's just sitting there. I think you can figure out what that's for. But that doesn't sit there all the time. So you can put all kinds of stuff in here. You could put your utensils in here if you've got them in that little, they come in a case and they zip up. And I usually put my utensils right here. I can put my plates in here that are in the little mesh bag. My pots and pans that are in the little bag, I can hang those from a cup hook. So I can have all my kitchen essentials. I so cannot talk. I can have all my kitchen essentials up here when I need to do that. Over here, I've got another cup hook. I've got a pot holder hanging there, but that's where my pots and pans can hang. And oh, by the way, a 6-gallon bottle, one of those big blue 6-gallon bottles, fits right here perfectly. So I can take my tubing and bring it over to a 6-gallon bottle if I want to. And I haul that kind of water with me when I'm traveling. I could also put a 6-gallon bottle over here if I wanted to. So there's plenty of room to put water around this kitchen area. I'm going to open one of the boxes here. I just want to give you an idea of how large the kind of storage that you have inside. This is the kind of room you have in here. This is my cooler. This is what I use. I don't use a refrigerator. I just use ice packs. In fact, what I generally do is I fill up like those Rubbermaid bowls with water and I stick them in my freezer. I can have 3 days worth of freezing cold ice that doesn't melt if I do it that way. Or you can buy those blue ice packs and use them that way. So this is my cooler in here. But this is where I keep my clothing in this one. But right now I'm not traveling, so I don't have clothing in here. This is a heater that you can run off the Blue Eddy. Mine's a 500 watt. It works perfectly. It's a 300 watt heater. It plugs in. It's a 110 cord. Okay. But you can also get at Dollar Tree, I love them. They've got these collapsible little bins. And they are shorter than this, which is wonderful. So you can put little bins in here and you can have compartments to put things in if you want to. But this box is very, very roomy and you can put a lot of things in here. This is for my shoes. When I'm at camp, this comes out of here and I still have all this room. This is a air purifier. But yeah, you have tons of room in here. And I have 3 of these boxes that I can just load up and fill up and, you know, it's just super, super nice to have this storage. And it's not out anywhere. It's not going to slide around when you're driving. It's contained. It's another safety feature. And yeah, I love it. That is basically what's, available to you underneath your bed. I do suggest if you make your own boxes, put a hole on both sides so you can put your hand in and move it. That's one of the things I still need to do to modify this to make it a little easier to move these boxes around. But I've got my hole in the front, I've got a rope in the back, but I need a hand hole on both sides here. And that also would help with some ventilation. Give you a little tour of what I have going on up here. I have a little basket up here that contains my towel and whatnot that I'm using for bathroom purposes, to wash my face, or these are microfiber towels. I got them on Amazon, and of course you can get microfiber towels that are like dinky tiny. I don't have to worry about smallness in my van. I just don't. But these dry very quickly, and they're very soft and very comfortable. I've got washcloths, I've got bath towels, and I've got hand towels. So that's up here. Got a little duster in here. These are, you just get them wet, and they have soap in them for taking a bath if you need to. I also have a portable shower that is battery operated that I could use right in here on the floor with a tarp underneath me or a swimming pool underneath me. This is my bathroom kit that I store all of my cosmetics in, my toothbrushes in, everything I need for that is up here. And then down here I have lanterns that I store. Okay. These are leaves that were going around my van on the inside. I took them down because I've got my lights that I took off and are on my deck right now. So I just shoved those back in there because they're pretty. And then these are my plant-based dish soap, which I don't even use. And this is what I bathe with, Mr. Bonner's, when I'm out in the wild. But like I said, they come down here when I'm traveling. When I'm not traveling, they sit up here when I get to the camp. So that's basically what I have in here. I hope that you enjoyed me taking you in here and showing you how I stay safe when I'm traveling, how I made my cushions, the boxes I built myself. They've got sliders underneath. The different things that you can do with your bins back here. You don't have to be tunnel visioned about this. This is something you take and you make it your own. And how I power things. And then I want to show you underneath. I want to show you underneath my floor. Let's do that before I say goodbye. Okay. I extended my floor farther out than the 4x8 piece of plywood. Okay, and oh, by the way, this is what I have underneath my rug, all over the floor. So I can get on my knees and roam around, and my knees are not going to hurt. I don't need to remove this to do this, but I just want to show you. I'm hinged right here, okay? So, and it's on both sides. I've done this. So my floor is right to the door, which is giving you 65 inches, I believe. Floor space going across this way, okay? So this has fallen off. I need to re-glue it or staple it or do something to keep it on there. I just set it under there because it helps to keep it whatever, okay? So under here, this is on the other side is where I store my window treatments. I've got tarps under here. I've got my dog's playpen is under here. And somewhere under here is my solar panel. Oh, it's right there. So this is my dog's playpen. And then under here, if I can get to it, this is my solar panel, 120 watt solar panel that I keep under here. And then on the other side, there's other things that are stored there as well. So this is a really wonderful build. It is just so versatile, and you have lots of room. These are the little shims or whatever you want to call them that I use to make the floor level. So you've got 4 inches here of space. So that is the underside of my van, of the floor. I mean, not my van. Like I said, I can't talk. And then I just set this in here just to... So if I sit down right here, it'll have the strength. All right, I really hope that this was helpful to you. I really appreciate you coming and watching. I appreciate your support, all the comments that I was given on this last video, and make it yours. Make it yours. Enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. So if there's any questions that I didn't answer, let me know. And thank you for the questions from all the viewers that were interested. And I hope that I covered everything. I love y'all, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.